First of all, I just want to say thank you to God. Um, I just, I, you know, uh, I'm so thankful, and I'm hearing this purpose, the cowardness or the nastiness. First of all, I'm just so thankful that I get to hear the testimonials. Target individuals, you know that the thing they love to do to us is to vilify us. But you can, just to understand who is vilifying you is the most disturbing part. You know that these people have done so much horrible things. And when I say these people, I don't care if some of them have done this once or twice. The program is what does these things to us. A single individual here doesn't do anything to you. I've seen some of these people. You are nobody. You couldn't do nothing to me. You are just a bottom feeder. So I know what you're part of. And I know what this thing that you're part of has done. And on top of that, I know some of them have done more things than others. Throughout the day today, as I'm cleaning my place, I was hearing this purpose. They want to erase reality. They want you to see them in this fantasy and the way they've been portraying this facade. And so they want you to feel vilified in any ways possible and see them as this like avengers or people who are making you pay for all the things you've done. And please do not listen to any of the testimonials, anything that these people are involved in, or what this program that involves them in doing what they do to you are involved in. You know, at some point they were like, no, but we chose you. They try to normalize this program as if it should be something that should be okay. It's normal to be involved in this. Like, yes, we're in this program that's torturing women and children, but we're choosing to torture you. It's humiliating. What do you mean you chose to torture me? You're in a program that tortures babies. You're involved in a program that tortures. You think I'm going to ever let this happen? Do you understand the level of coping mechanism that's needed? You know, throughout the day, they tell me how they're going to frame me. First of all, they do horrible things to my body. My body is being destroyed. I can feel myself slowly fading away. And I don't want pity or anything because this death is kind of dignified. Some of these trash will die with this indignity in their life. I mean, all of them will die with this indignity, but some of them will even die before I die. Some already have. And to hear this cowardness and this slow-lifeness, they feel so empowered. I know why they're involved in this program. It gives them a power, a control that they don't have in their own life. They create this delusionality of what this is about. And they love this empowerment they get. They watch me die. They know what's going to happen to me, but they don't know what's going to happen to them. Death is not unique to anybody. Death is for everybody. We're all going to die. And they try to make me feel guilty. Like, I just heard this bottom fears like, oh, we're going to make you reunite with your father because my father passed. I'm like, okay, well, you're going to die too. I don't know who you're going to reunite with. What do you mean? At one point, I will be reunited with my father. Like, you'll be reunited with whoever died. Like, I don't, like, and she was supposed to make it sound like, I was like, it's so fucking weak. Okay? It's like, nah, we'll do that. It's like, you can do nothing. You can't even be seen. The government will be doing that. Just because it's like, for example, I was like, imagine I am employed by a company and they're working on this campaign and I'm assigned for this campaign. Okay. This campaign was going to be worked on regardless of me being there or not. I just happened to be working and now I'm assigned for this. If you're not in this campaign will still be going. You understand? That's how nothing you are. Should I be like, oh no, this person working on this campaign is responsible? No. This company is doing these things to me, and this is the company responsible for my death. This bottom feeder can be replaced tomorrow. They're cowards. Somebody will replace her like it's nothing. I won't even know a single difference. I see them for truly the bottom nest that they are. They're like, no, they kill you. But like, listen, wherever I go, I'll be killed. I'm not even making it hard. It's just they wanted to create this fantasy. They tried to create this like fantasy of what this is about. Like, this is not the government doing this thing to me. It's anything but this government doing this to me. It's like, no, but we are the ones. It was like, because I'm here. If I go somewhere else, somebody else will do it. I understand you just do nothing. But at least here, I got the chance to see everything for what they are. That's why you humiliate. You know, there's a time before I knew everything. They used to be so proud to be seen. Now I walk through the hallways. As I went through the hallway, this person, she didn't even walk. She put a hoodie on. Just looked. So the humiliation. You know, slowly you learn more. And as I'm dying now, I'm better than when I was not dying or when it was just early on. Meaning that I'm so validated that I know what these bottom feeders are. They're just not nobody's. You see who have patheticness. Like I said, they'll try to create this fantasy of what this is. You know, I can play right now this. This can be played right now. This.
On Tuesday,
This.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement identified over 5,000 individuals, several of whom are affiliated with the Defense Department, who subscribe to child pornography websites in an investigation called...
Like it's nothing. I can go even... forever, I can continuously. You know what happened when I look at them? They're not scared of me. I'm not trying to be aggressive with them. I just want to look at this trash, the trash that they are. You know the humiliation. You don't even want to look. Excuse me, let me see. Let me see what this protective children. Yeah, this is the people going to reunite me. You're just nothing. Who's going to reunite me is on my phone right now. It's the background of my phone. You're just the trash that push the button. Tomorrow you erase you. Like, these people here will not change. They will not change the fate of what's going to happen to me. My death was signed by these people where I was. The way the theater of the death is whatever. That's just like it's just like a theatric thing. This trash. And so they'll try to bring up, they'll talk about traumatizing, trauma, because they're like what you did as a kid. It's like, oh my gosh, you want to hear trauma? You are here making story up. No, the father didn't want to talk about it because out of respect of you. Like, listen to the retardation. You want to hear trauma? You want to hear trauma? What's the trauma of this?
Flickr. A subsequent inquiry by the...
By the way, this bill, they were supposed to calm down and slow down the pedophilia issues in these agencies, in the DOD. Talks about producing... They even use this network to produce child porn. That's how nasty this thing gets. But not even... They would talk about trauma. I was like, oh, please, let's talk about trauma. Let's talk about trauma.
That's Catherine Nestor.
Let's talk about trauma.
My name is Catherine Nestor and I'm from Pennsylvania. This commission has spoken of a long history of abuse of the human research subject. Although no one mentioned MKUltra today, President Clinton recently apologized for this. My young child and I have been used as non-consensual test subjects.
Let's talk about trauma.
We have been subjected to COINTELPRO-like stalking, remote neural monitoring, and electromagnetic torture.
Let's talk about trauma.
Resulting in psychological and physical damage. And I won't go into the details of that because I have 4 pages written in here that is very similar to Connie's testimony. Please do not wait.
These testimonials happen all around the world. They've been torturing children and women in ways that you can understand. I know what they do. When they try to present themselves, no, we're protecting. Do you hear the bill they were trying to pass in 2019? to try to slow down or calm down or what, to try to stop these pedophilia issues in those DOD agencies, which didn't pass. It's so sad. I was reading this article. They were calling it a victory because there's finally something they're gonna do to try to stop these pedophilia issues. Unfortunately, it didn't even go through. I would think that at least they would, just for to the facade of it, they would try to pass this bill, just to create something. No, even that, it's like, don't even waste your time. The things they've done is so nasty. Do you understand that they are just so trash? There was this woman that come out. I heard her in the hallways. You could hear her voice. She's an older lady. She talk like weird. She talk like that. She got this like weird voice. Like she's like definitely age is in her voice. She said, it's gonna be like hell. I lied. You gonna listen to your trash. Yes, you're that age. You are here living this life. I'm gonna reunite my family, my father, whoever else died. You're gonna reunite too soon. I can hear you in your voice. Life is not gonna be a long life for you. We're all gonna be reunited at one point or another. Listen to these bottom feeders who talk about how they're gonna make me reunite. Look, listen to this trash. You think this is what really reunited me to my death? Look, you might have pressed the button, but obviously, if somebody like I was already dead. She's such a clown, a little scary piece of shit that when I'm in the hall, when I'm in the shower, she can come out or whatever. But when in the hallway, it's quiet as hell. I've seen some of this trash. The fierceness that they have when they're behind the doors is something else. You see them in person, they look like they want to dive in the floor. It's like I was already dead. Look at you. Look at the cowardice in your life. A bottom feeder like you will be scared of anything. But brave behind this door, using defense technology on even children. In every ways, you look at these people, it's like, this is what weakness looks like. This is what fraudulency looks like. You heard what they do to children. They are torturing them in every ways. When I hurt, I'll know that I'm not the only one hurting. I'm being tortured by these bottom feeders working for these governmental entities. And the reason why I'm being tortured is because these governmental entities are using me as a human subject, as a test subject. And these trash are just nothing but a weak, low life that opens the doors like, now you hurt, and slams the door back. How humiliating it is. You listen, they were not this cowardly before. The reason why this cowardness have increased is because the more I've figured out what they're part of, the validations have been too much. How can you, they don't even want to be seen. It's been too much. There's this woman, the same woman with this voice, talking to me. This voice are going to frame, because they talk about how they're going to frame. They saw their children. You heard the issue in these entities. It's a real problem with pedophilia. Pedophilia is a huge problem. They cannot escape this problem. Can you imagine? Try to pass a bill to stop the issue of child porn being shared. But not only that, they're also producing child porn using DOD networking. That's how bad it is. Those are the same entities who are going to give them the opportunity, the empowerment to make me reunite with my father and whoever else who died. I'm supposed to feel emotions like, well, that's because I'm going to die. You're going to die and going to reunite with whoever died before. Whoever. These people don't have concept of death. They can apply death onto others, but their death is like something foreign. It's like death to them is like something else everybody experiences, but they don't. Then you see them, and just even the thought of death there's fear. It's like, man, you're in the business of death, and you look at you as being scared like that. You cannot make me feel fearful, but like, oh, you're going to reunite to your father. Well, I was going to at one point or another, just like you are. Reunite with whoever you died. Like, I'm supposed to be feeling sad. I'm confused. Like, what feeling am I supposed to feel from this? Like, am I supposed to feel like, oh my gosh, she's so badass? Of course I know the government is doing this. The sound of you makes me confirm that I was already there a long time ago. If you ever hear somebody like that talking to you, you know it's over. Not because she's a fearful. It's like because, oh my gosh, if this is the one killing me, I've been dead for a long time. I've died a long time ago. But before I died, thank God I listened to everything I had to listen to, seen what I need to see. They've tortured children. They've done horrible things to children, the women. They're making me think of this thing. Listen, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. Very far. But to hear these people involved in a program that does these things to women, listen to the horrible things before I even, listen to the nasty things they want me to ignore. Listen to the nastiness.
Jolt. The torture was They also often forced vaginal all over my knees and hands when hitting the hard floor. Then once on the floor, I would be attacked so severely, nearly to the point of passing out and rolling my eyes to the back of my head in such excruciating agony.
That's what they're part of.
For many, many hours on a regular, nearly daily basis. The nature and level of extreme torture I have experienced for the past 3 years is simply indescribable. Not even the video recordings could truly capture the internal experience, especially when the torture involves both physical and mental, psychological.
It goes on. She talks about horrible torture she goes through. They're involved in this. Can you imagine this trash trying to vilify you? It goes on about horrible things. You understand that that's the nasty things. This is 2018. It's not too long ago. This is still happening today. And I heard this woman. They were bringing up this thing. You know, at this point, I know some of my friends have participated in my targeting. Matter of fact, they were more impactful than this nobodies that I don't care about. This trash can be replaced tomorrow, I won't even know. If my friend, when my old friend participated, if I couldn't, I won't know. This trash, I don't even know who tomorrow there can be 20 new people. I will not even know a single difference. These people were bringing up when me and my friend at the time picked up some girls from the nightclub. Well, meaning that we met some girls, we danced, and they was like, hey, you guys want to come to my place? We went to our place, it was my place at the time, danced with this girl, and things got a little bit sexual. Unfortunately, it was not a good night for me. I was not able to perform. And I had this best friend that stayed over the night, and I was like, hey, listen, I can't even perform. It's like, go ahead, shoot your shot. If she's into you, go ahead, but I'm having difficulties. I was in my early 20s, maybe 22, 23. And so, you know, we're like, at that point, I'm not looking for a girlfriend or whatever. If, you know, I was not able to perform, so maybe you, if she likes you, you can go ahead and try your thing. He goes and tries to get something going on. I guess it doesn't work out, but she tells me about, I was like, hey, this guy comes in. I was like, I was like, hey, that's my brother. You know, and it's like, yeah, your brother tried to do this thing. It's like, okay, yeah, then, you know, I'll talk to him or something like that, right? And they're like, you see, how can you let this person that I call my brother was involved in this program. He's a participant. He was a participant, and he was more damaging than what they do to me. And I remember his son's birthday, the way he looked at me and started laughing at me. This guy made money the same way this bottom feels made money. I heard this trash in the hallways come out. Make Noise campaign. It's like, oh, we're gonna die for it. And I'm like, trash, do you understand that this person that you try to make me feel guilty of is a trash like you? Made the money that you're making, maybe even more. Because his impact would have been more. The thing is, I left too early. He would have made so much money, just way more than you ever make, in regard to doing these things to me. They've been telling me, no, he's next, we're gonna get him. I was like, shut up. Every time I looked at his social, he will buy new house, new truck. Things move on. He got so much stability in his life. He has more, like he has a whole like dream, American dream going on. Now, he was never a happy individual in the first place, but it's not because of this trash, it's because of himself. He was never like a stable person, but it seems like stability became more and more in his life. I don't know about happiness, because these people, when you're involved in this, happiness is never going to really happen to you. But it's not because of them. They provided what he needs to find that happiness. If he's unhappy about himself, they made sure that he get whatever he need. The incentives were provided to him to find this happiness. And from the outside, it looks like he hits happiness, but to hear this trash, who's like trying to make me feel guilty of this, knowing that this individual that shot his shot, as they say, is we consider him a colleague of her. This is trash. Listen to what they do to women.
Quote, deprived. I experience frequent, severe force movements of my eyeballs side to side, up and down, and bulging in and out. The forced eyeball movements are very often extreme, and I experience it often for many hours at a time, particularly through the night, nearly every night. This is often combined with other forms of torture. They also inflict forced biting, where they make me bite my hands and arms forcefully, leaving severe bite marks and bruises. I sometimes have to sleep with 2 pairs of gloves on my hands to help prevent the severe, painful bite marks and bruising. They are horribly violent, and they often threaten more extreme forms of violence. One of the things that the V2K repeats often is, "We only get worse." They also often zap my genitals very forcefully, while at the same time forcing repeated, strong, painful muscle contractions all over my body that are very...
That's what they do to women. This is the nasty shit they do to women. To hear this shit talking to me, hey, you guys gonna die in hell. It's like, I'd rather die in your hell than live in your paradise. This paradise that's provided by these pedophiles to you. You'll get yours. I'd rather die in the sufferance that I'm gonna suffer. They sold their own children to tell me how they're gonna frame me. You know, these children they're gonna sell to pedophiles. Why am I saying that? They want it to be like some fierce femme fatale. Listen.
Days later, a female said the same thing. Well, was shot in the face. You know, stupid shit like that. But what I really noticed is, with the Voice of Skull, it's a bunch of females. You know, and I'm like, bro, really? You're not a woman. What real woman would stop another female or sit back and allow this to go on? You really think they think there's nothing wrong with them?
That's the shit they are. This femme fatale. Do you want to hear more? They do so much disgusting things to women. It's just ridiculous.
For my legs and sometimes on my face and arms. The sensation, in addition to a severe burning sensation. I awoke suddenly in the most extreme, 4 months or so, has been the symptoms of a yeast infection, which they turn off or on, as well as up or down.
It goes on. But the reason why I said they sold their children to pedophiles is the reality is, like I said, these people are pushing the buttons, whatever it needs to be. Like, they're not the reason why I'm dying. Like, these people as individuals would do nothing. They could do nothing to me. It's like I said, imagine you have a job, and your job gives you this position where you work on this specific job. This job was still there without you or not there. If it was not you, somebody else was going to come and and do the job. But the company is the responsible for this job to happen. Whoever ends up pressing the buttons or whatever, it's anybody. Anybody can do it. So I see them for what they are. When they hear them, like, you're going to make me see my father. I was like, really not? Okay, well, we're all going to die. So whoever you need to reunite with will be reunited with. Maybe even before me. You don't even know that. But at least I didn't die living life this nasty ways working for pedophiles. Why do I keep saying pedophiles? Listen to this.
Bipartisan bill aims to stop child pornography trafficking on Defense Department's network. Demrepula.
That's it. That's all I need to say. It's just ongoing. This is so nasty. The nastiness. I can bring out the BuzzFeed article where they said like some of the CIA agents were even getting child porn from mothers who film their own children do these disgusting things. What's the difference between them and the parents that sell their own children to do these frames? So nasty. And they're like, now you're going to be serving. I'd rather serve in hell than having to have my kids coercing this nastiness. They try to sound fierce. No, you said for what you did. Do you know what they do? They just caused a mass shooting that caused 18 deaths. Largest. They're involved in this. There's nothing they can do to make it look like. They have done so much horrible things to women, to children, mass shootings. Pedophilia is rapid in the entities that contract this low life. They wanted to sound fierce. They are cowards. Do you want to hear what they do to babies? These are the people talking about me serving. They don't want to be seen. It's just
I'm currently
humiliation.
a speech-language pathologist working in private practice with young children. I had a 7-year-old client who has autism.
They torture her sexually.
And have had a decent education. 3 of my children have severe rashes that have not been explained by several doctors. Our infant daughter, at 3 weeks old, was diagnosed with
This is the shit telling me I'm gonna serve. They're like, no, he's gonna be horny, he's gonna rape you. I'd rather get raped. Listen to the shit you try to counter. These bottom feeders are nothing. You know they can't even say this name. They don't want to be seen. They've been like the humiliation of reality.
And go a food courting. More. More even went to the mall to get into the holiday spirit. One woman recalls that she was 14 and working as Santa's helper at the Gadsden Mall in 1977 when Moore first spoke to her and told her she would look pretty. 2 years later, when she was 16, he asked her out on dates. He hit on one of Santa's elves. Well, a true evangelical, he's putting the Christ back in Christmas. Wow. And while he journalist claims that Moore was also banned from the YMCA for his inappropriate behavior of soliciting sex from young girls. And don't forget, he did that while he was a sin.
Do you know how hard it is for them to say his name? His name is Roy Moore. I want to hear if they're going to say it. They only say one I can't hear. And they're like, no, he wants it for... And they pretend they're doing it for this woman, Courtney Brittany. It's like, you want to hear what they do to women? What name should I bring up? Lisa? Amanda? Cassandra? Mariana? Jackie? Sorry, Jackie's not a born woman. Amanda? Wendy? What's the name? Mary something? Lisa Mary? The list goes on. It can go on and on. They've been torturing women in ways that you cannot understand. That's why they don't want to be seen. Where are you going to present? Just do your nasty things. Live your deluded reality. I had this person talk about, I'm going to read the tarot. It's like, okay, yeah. It's like, I know you're going to read my... They have altered reality to cope with reality. But for me, if they think they're going to let them, if they think I'm going to let them escape, If they think that I'm going to go, let them go into that distorted reality, which they call it our reality, which is the distorted reality, where they put these things together to live this fantasy, making me believe that these nightmares that we go through is theirs. No, it's the government nightmares. I implemented onto me just because you're just assigned to this task. It's not yours. Stop doing this. Watch how it stops. Nothing will stop. Stop. Today quit. Watch how my life is changing. Matter of fact, you and everybody right now, walk away. Nothing will change. Cowards, bottom feeders, you're just opportunists. So please don't understand. I'll see you for what you are, just a trash that will torture children. Some of them have done that. And women. And do that with pride. Feel like I was insulting them when I was like, yo, oh no, you're not the only one. You've done this to other people. I couldn't believe it. And the finding out, oh my gosh, yes, they do that to other people. I couldn't believe the level of foulness. Even when they did the pedophile type of torture, I was like, man, this is probably like they thought that was going to break me down. No, this is not even unique to me. Or that they didn't want to say that. They didn't want to say that, oh, we do this pedophile type of torture systematically. No, we mapped it to you as a kid, finding out they do these things so systematically. So systematic, it's scary. They have whole fucking like so bad that even petitions, they were calling that out. Even when they were like surveying different targeted individual, they would say that, you know what they do? They do this child porn implanting. Arousals. Throughout today, they were making me feel stimulations. That's what I call it. Look at you, the deluded reality. You actually work for pedophiles. You're out here forcing me to get this experience. Get your money. I reassure you, this money is. I would rather lose my life than get the money you get. Or whatever incentive. It's disgusting. You can't like this. The benefits that you get out of it is at a price, and it's not in vain. I'm telling you. For example, I go in the hallways. I see this person in the elevator. She doesn't want to be seen. You know why? I'm listening to this. Because this understanding that there's no way you can make me believe that these people are not the one running this program. By the way, before I go to this article is coming from this sexual exploitation website. It's basically a child protective website for from this NCOSE, right? It's called the National Center on Sexual Exploitation. It's basically a child protective website, and the title is Victory. NCOSE endorses End Network Abuse Act to combat child sexual abuse material. This act, that they endorsed didn't go through. I was listening to this.
Nation recently endorsed and helped pass key legislation in Congress, the End National Defense, End Network Abuse Act. The provision, authored by Senator Brian Schatz, D. High, and co-sponsored by Senator Lisa Murkowski RAK, is included in the annual National Defense Authorization Act and is expected to be signed into law. The End Network Abuse Act would assist the Pentagon in stopping the Department of Defense's DoD illegal use of the government network to view, possess, trade, and even produce child pornography.
They didn't go through. You know what I'm hearing? These next door bottom feeders who sold their soul to pedos, like, will act. Like, please, I want to see you act. Please. To all my target individuals, to never see these bottom feeders for what they are, the trash that they are. To hear this trash in the hallways talking to me with this, like, she had like this, like, her voice was like sounding like, it was just so disgusting. It's like, I want to see her. And not because I want to be aggressive, I just want to see. I want to see this piece of shit. Stay strong.